Okay. Alex C, back pocket. Okay.
Hey, boys.
All right.
Use your voice all day. Use your voice, okay? Swannaroos on 3. 1, 2, 3. Swannaroos!
Let's go, boys!
1, 2, 3, 3.
Strong in that order was fantastic.
The Aussie Rules football season in the USA is approximately 6 months long as teams shake off the cold and the dust and depending on where you are of the winter and get ready to go in March and April. It is a long way between there and here, and we have arrived at the pointy end of the weekend of the 2025 USAFL National Championships presented by Tasmanian. We are into the grand finals as here on Cooper's Field we present the men's Division 3, Division 2, and Division 1 finals, and for the very first time, the coup de grace of the weekend, the women's Division 1 final. But first, an amuse-bouche, if you will, as the men's Division 3 grand final will commence as the Arizona Hawks, the home team, they would love to lift the trophy here in front of their fans in Tucson, but standing in their way as a formidable combination between players from the Boston Demons and the Philadelphia Hawks. Oddly enough, the Hawks and the on both sides are very used to each other. They teamed up to play in the 2021 Division III Grand Final, which they won over Oklahoma, and these two teams played against each other in the 2004 Division II Grand Final, a close game that was won by 2 points by the Arizona Hawks. But they are here today in search of the D3 final. For Philadelphia, it would be their 5th Division III crown. If Boston would win in tandem, it would be their 2nd. Arizona is going after their 1st since 2019, in addition to the one that they won in 2011. That's a lot of statistics. I'll give you my name. It's Brian Barish. It is great to have you along once again, whether you're joining us here at the ground at the Kino South Sports Complex or whether you're joining us around the world, thanks to Aussie Rules USA, AussieRulesUSA.com. And once again, on the mic with me, providing special comments, a man who has played in a couple of these grand finals, I would imagine, for Chicago and for St. Louis and for Wisconsin and Milwaukee, and also played for the USA national team. It's a very good afternoon to Dan Sarbacker.
Hey, Brian. Glad to be here. We are in the deciders. I'm licking my chops because we've seen a lot of great football up to this point. Exciting afternoon ahead of us. The weather, again, is absolutely perfect here in Tucson. Warmer probably than football gets played in Australia most times, but it's beautiful weather for us here in the States coming off of summer into fall. Some of these teams play through extreme heat in the summertime, but these two sides are primed. Love Arizona coming through. We got to call a couple of their games along the way. Three big units up the spine for them. We'll see how they go on the day. This is our first chance to look at the Boston-Philly combo. Those guys will be easy to pick out. Philly guys wearing the brown and gold socks, even though everyone's in the Boston jumpers today. So we'll see players from both of those clubs represented here in the grand final. Very quickly, just to bring you up to speed on their pathway here, Arizona runs out winners in Pool A to make it to the grand final. They were 3-0 with victories over Chicago, Swans, Columbus Cats, and the Nashville Rome Birmingham combined team. Pool B, the Philadelphia-Boston combination here was winners against the Minnesota Freeze, the North Texas Devils, and the Portland Steelheads came out 3-0 in that. So a pair of undefeated teams here. It's exactly what you want to see, Brian.
And interestingly enough, SARS, neither of these teams were at the top of their group, were seated at the top of their group. In fact, both of these teams were seated 3rd in their group, and they managed to go through, as you say, undefeated. Got a lot of veterans on both teams. We'll call out a couple. Darren Henderson for the Arizona Hawks, who has led that team both on and off the field over the last few years and John Loring, of course, a teammate of yours on the Revolution. And the one thing I love about Johnny, you know, he really has been the glue to keep that Philly team together. They've had a lot of ups and downs, as you can see. They are a combined side alongside the folks from Boston. But you know what? It's great to see them back. Players like David Morton, Ken McCarthy, the president of Boston, Jared Fernandez is one player to watch out as well. So it's going to be fantastic matchup on both sides.
Yeah, well, you mentioned John Loring, obviously a good friend and teammate of mine. His longevity is absolutely incredible. Not sure how much influence his fantastic coaching with Philly will have in this combined side today. The predominance is the Boston players, I think, on this roster, but two quality sides from out east. Arizona, a bit of the home team here in this instance, so we're east versus west in this final. And I remember back to the selection show, Brian, we did a few weeks ago. This division was a toss-up, and as you mentioned, neither of the top seeds going in, but here we are. They're both 3-0. I think we're in for a ripper.
Yeah, this should be a fantastic contest. And one of the things I'll say is that if you're within the sound of my voice, find a spot near the Tasmanian Cooper's beer tent, because this division, these lower divisions, you know, it's not Division I, but let me tell you, it's always good football, and we are, as you say, it'll be a rip snorter. The Arizona Hawks are wearing the colors of their flag. They're in the yellow and the blue, and it looks like they are headed towards, well, we'll find out in just a moment. It looks like they're headed towards the pickleball courts to the left of our commentary position. The Demons, we will call them that. They're the Boston-Philly combination. They're wearing the Demons colors of the navy blue with the red yoke. So we are all in readiness here.
Very Max Gaughan-looking character at center half forward here for Boston.
I'm wondering.
Turn and get his number here in a second. So
that's Jeff Hampshire, who is one of their. He was, you know, Jeff usually appears in the ruck, but he is there in the forward line.
Just like Max Gaughan getting used all over the ground. Here we go, Brian.
Grand Final football, Men's Division III, Philly and Boston against Arizona. Hawks win the first hit out as the ball was kicked along the left side. Ball goes up. Everybody got risey. Ball comes out to the near side. That looked like Henderson. In fact, it was. Comes out to the near side. Ball comes out. Going to get picked up now. Out to the near side. Goes in front of Ali Dunbabin. Moves up to the far side. And the ball gets kicked up. And the ball moves inside 50-meter arc. Going to get taken down. Tries to move that one away. As Dan has saved our eardrums. The ball gets moved down. Ball gets ping-ponged around. After that one is Abernathy, and the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. And right now it's a good scrambly football. We'll have a boundary throw in. The Arizona Hawks attacking to our left, but the ball goes in, and it looks like we're going to have a secondary ball in. And somebody needed to tell the Hawks that. We'll try once again. Weather conditions. This is about the, hey Tara. It's about the warmest it's going to be today. Right now, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Little bit of a breeze, the flags fluttering in the background as the ball comes spinning back into play. Absolutely beautiful weekend here in Tucson. Going to get picked up, sending this one in towards the sticks. Believe that was Johnny Hinchin, and that one, I believe, bounced through before it bounced back. In fact, it was Johnny Hinchin, arguably the best player on Philadelphia, and the first score of the game is a behind. So it's Boston 1, Arizona nothing. That's on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
No blood drawn, just a little nick, small cut at this point. Sides feeling each other out.
Ball comes back in the middle of the ground. And Philadelphia, winners in 2002. The first year that they held Division III against Milwaukee. Defeated Ohio Valley, that combination in 2018.
High tackle there, and it got missed entirely by the umpire. We had the same view he did. That was a bad miss.
Well, we're not going to. Well, listen, I don't know about you, but I'm not really keen on saying that sort of thing around the umpires. But you know what? They're closer to us than we are. As the ball gets moved forward, the ball goes up high, got taken down, scribbles along, goes out to the far side. Ali Dunbabin wearing number 14, and the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. So 1-0, Boston the lead, and Boston and Philadelphia combined.
Brian, what we saw of Arizona in the games we saw yesterday, 3 really tall, key position players that they worked through early. We haven't seen them come to life yet.
Ball gets sent inside, marked nicely. defensively by Arizona, and well, the question is whether it will be a 50. Nope, they're just
shepherded out. The signal was shepherding it out of that contest. So somebody without intent to take the ball shepherded 7. That's Nate Swift out of the contest. So free kick to him. It was a mark by Arizona, but this is a turnover because of the penalty.
And it'll be a free kick, and it will come as from 45 meters out. He backs himself, and he absolutely should. There's the first blood drawn in this game. Goes to Boston/Philly. The Demon Hawks 1-1-7. No score yet for Arizona.
So we talked earlier, Brian, about 7-point plays, and we just saw one there. Boston working down, minor score early. They were able to rebound that kick in. It took a little bit of time, but they effectively locked the ball forward in the forward half, not allowing Arizona to break out into their forward end. They end up getting a goal out of it. Wasn't a perfect delivery into forward 50, but the man was there. He got shepherded out of it illegally, got the free kick out of it, and he really executed nicely on the goal.
And you know, we talk about mistakes at different levels and whatnot. You know, in this grand final, you got to keep those sort of things to a minimum. I think that was very, you know, it's a very difficult thing to do. It's easier said than done. But the ball is up on the far side. Going to go now and back the other way. John Hinchin, whose sister Grace played her Nationals debut alongside New York over in Women's Division II. They got backed around. Now it's a little handball. Right-footed kick on the way. It's going to go inside, and the mark was taken, and doing a good job of backtracking was Alex Mayberry, RFD. He is the vice captain of this side. Goes out to the near side in the middle of the ground. Boston has it once again. Hinchin stabs that one forward, and again, it's a nice mark on his knees.
Tough entry there. He's kicking into a 2-on-1. The delivery was low. He actually needed to find open space on the diagonals if his forward wasn't on a lead.
Out to the far side once again, and the mark is taken. Boston won Division III back in 2019 when they defeated Columbus in the grand final in Florida, and then they won Division II a couple of years later.
Seeing 88 Henderson walking there a bit for Arizona. I'd like to see him get more involved. He was a key figure for them, very tall, key position player. We're asking right now. Arizona's asking their shorts to make those aerial contests. That's not the dynamic they want.
Heck on the way for the Demon Hawks, and that one goes through for a behind. So Boston on the Watch AFL scoreboard, they got a 1-2-8. No score yet for Arizona. Brian Barish and Dan Sarbacker, glad to have your company as well. And our thanks to Dan for the yeoman work he's done alongside Jason Becker and our friends over on Division II, Troy Thompson and Pat Machado, who are calling the matches. A great debut by Charlie Brown as well in the women's game. Up on the far side now, they're going to send that one on, and a big tackle is thrown in. And you could hear the fans for both teams cheer, and it will be a boundary throw-in.
Duckworth taking the kick in for Arizona. They're going to want to gain some yardage again.
Boundary throw-in, and the ball goes down. And Tim, what is that, Duckworth? He dances away. Arizona comes back, sends this one up high. Ball will bounce in, waits up high in the air. Couldn't get it on the second bite of the cherry. Out to the near side comes Worth. He punches this one forward, but to the wrong player. And now having to go all the way back was Riley Rudo-Stansky. There's 4 players named Ludo-Stansky on this team, and they may very well be out on the field at once. Knocked down by Pony Wilhelm. There's a guy you know very well, and so do we. He gets the ball back, taken down. He was sandwiched, but there's a man. He's going to run in. Didn't get full contact on it, though, and all of that is going to result in 1 point. And Jeffrey Gatos is going to want that one back. It slid off the top of his shoelaces, and it's through for a point. So Arizona won, and Boston are 1-2-8 Watch AFL scoreboard with Dan Sarbacker.
Only showing some agility there for the big man. Finally seeing that targeting of the talls that were so impressive yesterday for Arizona. Jason there getting wrapped, but getting the handball away to a free man. Would have wanted him to execute properly and slot that.
Out to the near side, going to send that one in as Daniel pointing. And he points the ball in a direction now, all the way going back and setting this one up high. Almost had it with one hand and dropped that one was Colin Murphy. Tries to handball it around. Going to get picked up by Connor Lewis. Not that Connor Lewis, the other Connor Lewis. Ball ball comes back in the high because there's only one Kojo. As the ball comes out in the middle of the ground, going to get sent in towards the sticks, slap through. Are they going to concede the behind? No. Here's Fernandez, dances away. No, the ball went out of bounds first, and that will be what is called. But a good opposition for the Demon Hawks will have a boundary throw in roughly 5 meters around. Once again, our thanks to our major sponsors, including Tasmania, and the ball comes spinning back into play. Go get some of that. Go get some of that sparkling wine. It is the Jan's sparkling wine, which is in the beer tent. Also get some beer. As we will have once again a ball in, and now it's a little bit further back.
Scoreboard reflecting what we're seeing, Brian. Boston able to tie the ball into their forward end for longer until they get the result they want.
Big shot, and that one is smothered and covered like Waffle House hash browns. Going this one in, just trying to get that one away was Mayberry. Almost flew and took a spectacular mark and landed kind of sideways on that, and that was the 26 in there, which was Rob Hinchin. And Hinchin taking a second to get up, but then he says, no, I'm okay. Over the top and trying to get it was Lewis, and now the ball was bounded over the boundary line and out of bounds, and a lot of stop-and-go footy here in the going with 9 minutes gone unofficially here in this first half. Men's Division III Grand Final, Boston 1-2-8, Arizona 1 behind.
What stands out to me thus far, Brian, Boston's ability to build very quickly. They've been fast to get upfield. Arizona struggled a little more. It's been a bit more of a slog. They've done it, but it's been harder.
Ball comes back in the field now once again, and we throw a blanket over half a dozen players, and we'll have a ball up. Division III Grand Final, and the Hawks and the Demon Hawk says this is John Hinchin, shoots for a goal, going, gone. You can't trust Johnny Hinchin with space inside the 50-meter arc. And the Demon Hawks have added another major on the Watch AFL scoreboard. They go to 2-2-14, and still just the one behind for Arizona.
Well, if you tie the ball up long enough in your forward 50, you're bound to get that chance. He hit the back of the pack extremely well there, did Hinchin, and put the ball to boot, sailed right through. They're doing the right things. It's been a toughly contested game, but Boston's had the better of it thus far because they are keeping the ball locked in. Eventually they'll get points out of that, whether it's 1 or 6.
Boston has won at every major level. They've won Division I all the way back in 1998 and 99. They won in Division II in 2022, and as we say, that's after winning in Division III in 2019. So looking for another D3 title. Out to the near side, as this one will hop and skip and bounce out of bounds. The 2002 Grand Final, as we mentioned, there were a number of those players. John Loring was one of them, but there were a number of those players who were on the field when they won again in 2018. I think of guys like Patty Miller, Jack Henderson, who won in Racine. Umpire Tara Miller spins the ball back into play right to our right of our cameras. The no all and see all. Hawks are going to win the football and try to move the ball forward. The kick didn't come off, though. They got to be a little bit cleaner with their skills, but doing a good job of paddling it forward was the 84. Handballs it up over the top. It'll bounce high in the air, up to the far side now, and trying to go and pick that one up. Big tackle laid in there by Sparakis, but the Demons able to get to it. Long handball up over the top. Handballed on, trying to move it forward again was Greg Owen. Owen is trying to send this one up on the far side and looking for a target. One-on-one contest. Wilhelm, and is he going to get called for pushing the back? He is. And it was a good job there by the number 30 in Jordan Madigan, the captain of this Boston side, who will get a free kick in their back left pocket where I keep my keys, which is why I'm a pain in the butt. Still 8-1 Boston. Still 14-1 Boston.
Brian, we saw a good example there of the ball in dispute as it traveled about 45-50 meters across the field. It's a hotly contested football right now. It's hard to take possession, bodies flying.
Ball comes up high in the air, and it's marked defensively by the Hawks. And, well, it's marked, and they'll play on. They'll play on quickly. Tim, what is that? Duckworth, who has the football directly in front of us. That's the last time I'll say it, Tim. I'm sorry. Ball goes up high. Nice ball! Woo, what a grab!
There they're starting to connect with their talls. Ponyboy comes flying on a big mark. Duckworth's been key for them all tournament. His distributions off the back. He often sneaks out the backside. Here, the change of play The angle changed. Pony on the lead. He's going to have probably about a 40-meter shot here. Very accurate yesterday.
I was going to say, who thought that horses could fly? So here is Jason Wilhelm, former USA Revolution player. Helped found the club in Wisconsin, the Wombats. Also a member of the Chicago Swans, put on the jumper in Cleveland at one point, also in Dallas, now has made his home here in Arizona. Really one of the reasons the Hawks have come back the way they have. It looked really good, but it's right in front. It's marked in front. Or was it paid? Let's see.
Beautiful job of shepherding.
It was.
Great job.
Beautiful job of shepherding. If it wasn't across the line, it's a mark right in front of the goal, and he kicks it through.
Michael Grogan, who is an all-regional as part of Arizona's Western Regional D3 Championship, as the Arizona Hawks have entered the chat. Watch AFL scoreboard. Arizona 1-1-7. Trails Philadelphia and Boston 2-2-14.
Beautiful goal there, and Arizona getting down to what made them successful yesterday. Duckworth key in that, often slipped out the fat side. Is able to do the same here, delivers to Pony on the lead, and they went big to big going to Grogan. Grogan takes that mark really right on the goal line. Could have been a shepherded across or could have taken the mark. In the end, he did the right thing by putting his dukes on it and slots the 6, brings him back into this.
Well, these D3 Grand Finals and the last 2 years, the D2 Grand Finals have been absolute classics, and this one is shaping up to be just that. Well, we'll see how the Demon Hawks respond here. Ball is up in the air once again, knocked backwards by Pointing, and now here they come once again on a Sunday afternoon here in Tucson. One-on-one contest. Over the back, going to go after it, and running after it is Fernandez, who has it. Gets away from Duckworth, dropped the pill, looking for the ball. Did he get taken down? That's the question.
He did. He was held.
And they said that he didn't have clean possession, and that's not a good person to give away a free kick in front for is Jared Fernandez.
I think he might have been able to get the handball away when he had the tackle pressure applied, but the tackler Duckworth brought him to the ground.
So here is Jared Fernandez, who will walk forward, kick on the way. It is dead center, perfect.
What an answer for
Great
Boston.
reply.
That was a thumping kick. So what Boston was able to do right off the tap, they took possession. Ball to boot is a very penetrating kick, and that's super dangerous right off of the restarts because not everyone's ready for it. Boston set up, they had a very open forward 50, their forward line wide open, allowed that space for that ball to fly into. He runs onto it there. I've lost his name again, I'm sorry. 27.
Yeah, Fernandez.
Fernandez, thank you. Fernandez turns and runs onto that, takes possession, ends up earning the free kick, and at a bit of an angle slots it there. But the secret to that one was that deeply penetrating kick into a wide open forward line.
Watch AFL scoreboard, 3-2-20 for Boston, 1-1-7 for Arizona. And we said it was going to be a back and forth contest. About less than 4.5 minutes to go unofficially in this first half as the ball comes in the middle and Boston has advantage once again.
Ferocious tackle.
Big tackle thrown in there by the man in Ken McCarthy. He is a ferocious man and still throwing in ferocious tackles. Gives us one out to the near side. Rolling. Oh, my butt is swollen. Roll high. And the ball goes out of bounds. We're in the desert, right?
Arizona lucky actually there. They didn't have a great setup defensively. No. That ball squirts to a forward line where Boston was set up better. They had the space. If that had gone right to a man, Boston was away again.
Ball comes spinning back in the play, up through the air, and getting wrapped up. Oh, they got it loose, and able to get it free was Chris Goff, who gets the ball away, handballs it in. Little 1-2 do-si-do. As that one is sent in, now he's going to send this one in.
What a mark! 3 bites at it, and he comes down with it. He was getting dragged to the ground at the same moment. What a mark!
Go to war, Miss Agnes.
Fernandez again, yes, for Boston. Really nice. It was probably an attempt on goal. Didn't quite make the distance. Fernandez comes sliding across the goal square.
Check side. Did he do it? No.
Across the face. He went outside of the boot on that. Bummer.
Probably backed himself a little bit too much. I think he probably could have opened up the angle a little bit, but in any event, Arizona let off the hook. Watch AFL scoreboard. They go to 3-3-21 for Boston, 1-1-7 for Arizona. D3 Grand Final, under 3 minutes unofficially here in the D3 Grand Final. As big collision there. And to quote our director, damn. to quote Ani, damn. as the ball is up on the far side. Welcome to Aussie Rules football, folks. As the ball is up on the far side.
The bodies are flying
Yep.
in the waning moments here of the half, not wanting to concede, maybe trying to generate some offensive production either way.
There's another big one. That was Worth again. Handballs it over. Sending this one high. This one will go down the ground and off the hands there of the 29, who was Tristan Webster, who oddly enough used to live in Boston. He'll play up on the far side. And it's going to bounce in front. Bounces over the head. Controlled nicely there by Hall. Nicholas Hall was able to handball it off. It rolls along the lush shag-like 70s carpet here at Tucson. Handball up over the top again. Hall dropped it or checked that. That was Murphy. Ball's up on the far side once again now with about 100 ticks to go. And Boston leading by 14 points.
Well done to Boston. Arizona's success of getting out the backside, the switch of play onto the fat side of the ground. They actually shut it down there, forced Ludostansky back into the traffic on the far side of the field, and that was able to Boston was able to tie it up from there.
Ball comes to the ground once again, going to get picked up there by Merkley. Merkley tries to go in the middle of the ground, sending this one forward. Rob Henchen comes all the way back, coming through like a bat out of you-know-where was one of the Hawks. In fact, that was not Hampshire, but it would have been Morriso who came through, going to send this one down the line, looking for a good contact. And now they'll try and find something because there's a lot of people over in tents and everything kind of blends in. Legging around was Tim Welsh. Welsh is going to try and send this one down in towards the pocket, and he is stopped from doing so, and it is marked back the other way. Demons have the football thanks to the 15, who is a guy with no name. We are in the desert, so it's a Good America song. In through the desert with a guy with no name.
Might have been Holston. I think I've got him.
Yep, Michael Holston. Nice mark! And again, it's Fernandez.
On the siren, possibly?
We'll check. Well, they're lining them up. And Duckworth is saying you need to come around further.
Siren might have been on a separate field.
Yeah.
My apologies, but there's not much left.
Yeah, this may be amongst the last kicks of this game. He may wait for the siren. So here is Fernandez. Missed from an angle the first time. Kick is up on the way.
Jeez.
It has the distance.
He's a big
it has the
kick.
direction. It has 6 more points.
It's a big, beautiful kick.
And right on the siren.
siren.
Boston at halftime leads the Division III Grand Final. Boston/Philadelphia. 4 goals, 3 behind, 27 points. And the Arizona Hawks, 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 points. And SARS, well, they had the wind in that first half, but you can't blame it all on the wind or credit it all to the wind because I think they got as well as Arizona played, and towards the end they got a couple of really good positions. I mean, it was really good. I mean, Boston, they took a lot and got some free kicks as well and converted.
Well, I'm starting to get a handle on the microclimate here at Kino Sports. Both yesterday and today, the wind starts out of the east-southeast, switches around midday. We're now out of the west. That was at the backs of Boston during that term. That was an absolute roost from the intersection of the 50 arc and the boundary there right before the siren hits and a commanding 20-point lead going into halftime.
If we can get a confirmation as to who, is it Seattle and San Diego in the Division II Grand Final?
Yeah, we'll check on that. Yeah, while you're looking, I'll just make a couple of comments. What was successful for Boston in that term, really rebounding anything Arizona threw at them. Arizona not able to find the fat side switch of play like they had been yesterday. That was their key, and they were able to target their forwards off of that. The one goal they managed, they did that really, really well. In this term, Boston was able to repulse them in that sense, has made Arizona a little too direct, going right back up the crowded side of the field. That's playing into Boston's hand right now. They've been better on the ground, collecting the ball around the back. Their forward entries have been very penetrating, and that's been the difference. We'll see what happens when they switch sides in the second half, if that wind makes a difference, reduces the effectiveness of Boston's penetrating entries.
We can confirm that the next game coming up, the Men's Division II Grand Final, is the Seattle Grizzlies and the San Diego Lions, a rematch of the Division III Grand Final from 2017. We're going to step aside and show you some of the sponsors who have sponsored this tournament and us here and all year long here as we return to the 2025 USAFL National Championships here on AussieRulesUSA.com. Back here in Tucson, Arizona at the Kino South Sports Complex, the 2025 USAFL National Championships. Thanks to Coopers, to Tasmanian, and to Visit Tucson. The second half of the men's Division III Grand Final about to get underway. The Boston-Philadelphia combination leading Arizona 4-3-27 to 1-1-7. Brian Barish back here with Daniel Sarbat with Daniel. I'm like your mom. Daniel Sarbacker.
That works unless I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I don't know your middle name, so there's that. Umpire is ready, and so are we. It's almost like the fourth quarter, but it's the second half. And the final 20 minutes of the season for these two teams. Only one of them will be lifting the trophy. As the ball comes up on the far side, let's see as the Arizona Hawks will have the agency of about a 2-goal breeze maybe. Ball is fluttering in the wind. Up on the far side. Mark is taken.
I'm doing the math, Brian. They're more than 2 goals behind, so they got work to do on the ground.
Absolutely. So the mark is taken by one of the Philly players for Boston. Kicked up on the far side, and the ball is taken down. He was mowed over, was Dan Babin, and a little bit of a little push after that on Ryan Ludostansky just when they got up. And I mean,
just told him what he thought about it.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think, and then he walked away. So I honestly don't think there was anything more that would come from that. But that was a rough hit, and in fact, Babin does get the free kick out of that.
Squirrely kick off of that. Boston wasn't worse off for it. They collected the ball anyway.
I'm sure, able to get it free, picked off by Joey Ludostansky. Up on the ball, up on the far sideline. This one is sent free, goes down the line, drops in front. They'll roll, and go over the boundary line and out of bounds. But Arizona starting to push the ball a little bit forward here. It is not out of the realm of possibility. We've seen comebacks at this tournament from 20 points down and beyond. And think about what happened in the Division II Grand Final between Houston and Seattle last year.
Pushing the back in that ruck contest, so Jason Wilhelm caught out there and the turnover to Boston.
Chris Goff has the free kick, looking for Hampshire down the line, and just getting it there was Swift, who was able to get it free, and Boston has the football. This is Hinchin. Hinchin makes 3 players miss, sending this one down.
What a play up the middle by Hinchin. Little duck, little dive, little weave, swinging the hips, evading tacklers there. I think he ran 14.98 meters and then put the ball to boot. Has a huge target on the end of that in Fernandez.
Jared Fernandez, who has kicked 2 in this game already. Fernandez strides forward. Kick is up on the way. It's off to the side, and it will be out towards the pickleball courts. I was going to say, if a ball ends up in the pickleball courts, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's introducing them to a better sport. And on the Watch AFL scoreboard, they go to 4-4-28 to 1-1-7. It's out to no shade. We're only kidding. We don't want too much shade towards it because we're going to Corbett's tonight, and they have pickleball courts.
Totally different game. I think I did the calculations. You can fit 178.6 pickleball courts inside a footy oval.
Now, how many pickleballs can you fit inside an Aussie Rules football?
I'll get back to you, Brian.
Yeah. I thought you had these at the ready. And they come out. It's going to come back from whence it came. Boston Fernandez.
Beautiful fat side kick there. There wasn't actually a lead available.
Oh, he's going to run on. Hang on. And he's going to kick another. Is he? Yes.
Fernandez played on there. He didn't trust himself from that angle after the near miss, but this will build his confidence. What a fat side lead was perfect. There wasn't a lead on when they took possession out near the 50, so the deeper kick was actually to the fat pocket. Fernandez just drifted back there and let it fall into the basket, Willie Mays style.
And Boston/Philadelphia is now up by the score on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 5-4-34 to 1-1-7. Arizona, well, they have played well over the course of this week, and as you said, both of these teams came through undefeated at 3-0, and they have earned their way here. They have played their way all season, and I'll tell you what, Arizona looked very good in the Division III championship run they made at the Western Regionals in Denver back in July, but they're not going to give up, but they're not going to win the football. Rob Hinchin had the ball slapped through, going to get picked up, dancing away to the inside is Welsh. sending this one down in the middle of the ground. It bounces away. Going over to get to it now. Gets away as Fernandez. Makes 2 players miss. Runs his full measure. Swings it around on the right. It's across the face. And finds the field of play, or did it? No, it went out of bounds on the full. Initially, one arm went up, then the second. And we'll have a free kick for the Hawks in their back right pocket as they still trail by 27 points.
Demons there getting the first goal of the second half. Not the way the Hawks would want to go, but I think there's one super fan probably tuning in. Shout out to Steve Budrick, who's the physio coming from the Boston side, who has helped us out on the national team for a multiple decades. So, Steve, if you're out there listening and watching your Demons side pull out in front here, hello to you.
And as the ball, there's a little bit as he shoves him away, Fernandez away, able to get that one away. As going to pick that one up was the number 2, which is DJ Worth, who sends this one in. And the ball is picked up. It goes high in the air. Here, moving forward, little dink pass forward. Moving that was Richard Boble as the ball comes inside and handballs it over. Here is Boble again, lines up and kicks a goal, and that may be the one that will give the trophy to both Boston and Philadelphia. Watch AFL scoreboard. They go to 8-4, 6-4-40. Sorry, at 117, 6-4-40 to 117.
Commanding lead now for the Boston Philly Combine side. They are looking the better team on the day. Fernandez, another scoring involvement. He has been key, and he's certainly drawing a lot of attention from the Arizona Hawks, but Fernandez is shedding tacklers, then had the peace of mind to not throw the ball on boot under pressure, rather found the open handball because he'd attracted so much attention. And feeds his teammate there.
We'll take a moment to let everybody know here at the ground, if you are a player or coach, to assemble on field 1 at 4:10 and at 4:15 for an all-women's team and an all-teams photo. Again, that's at 4:10 here on Cooper's Field, Field 1. So once again, all players to be here on Cooper's Field by 4:10 to take part in an all-women's photo and an all-teams photo. And, of course, the 20th anniversary of the women's competition. The women's grand final will be the final game here. We're talking about shout-outs. Also a shout-out to our good friend Bill and Stacy Robert, life members of the USAFL. Nice mark taken, and once again, I think that's Fernandez.
He's absolutely owned the forward line.
And we hope they're well, and we hope they're enjoying the coverage. We miss them. We hope to see them in nationals soon. Go ahead.
That delivery off of a penalty, actually. So during the restart there, the opening, the rebounds, a hole down on the ground. So the ruckmen were confused why there was a penalty call. The tap itself was clean, holding the man, and the penetrating kick to Fernandez.
Kick is up on the way by Fernandez. Has the distance, but it is offline. Just east of where it needed to be. So on the Watch AFL scoreboard, Boston/Philadelphia goes to 6-5-41 to 117. 6-5-41 to 117. Brian Barish alongside Dan Sarbacker, and our big thanks to, I was going to thank Tasmanian. And
unrealistic attempt there. Jason wanted to get up and hang a ride up for that mark, but it was way too early, so unrealistic, gives away the football.
Josh Devereaux has the free kick, again thanks to Tasmanian, and we are with them again through 2030 as this one is sent in. Crash through the pack. The ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Really no answers, Arizona, for Fernandez. The mountain of a man in the forward line for Boston. I think by my tally, 3 goals, 2 he's kicked already, so he himself outscoring Arizona. They really don't have an answer for him. He's owned that forward line.
Ball will come spinning back in the play. Boston trying to salt it away. Goff. There's your dagger. There's your dagger. Chris Goff, the man they call Ruda, for reasons we shan't go into here. 7-5-47. It's a 40-point lead, and that the trophy may be headed on alternating schedules back to Beantown and the Big Scrapple.
Well, grand final goals by someone operating in the ruck. That's Tom Hawkins level stuff right there. He took the ball right out of the ruck, snapped it on the boot. He's got a goal to his name.
Well, Arizona, as we said, they play tough, and I'll tell you what, they've been looking forward ever since the announcement was made last year at Austin. They have really been looking forward to hosting nationals. They've come back from the depths and have built up their men's and women's team. There was a big crunching tackle,
and he's awarded for it. Stuck his shoulder straight into the opposition.
In the words of Ray Warren, crunching tackle.
Oh, I've been waiting to call Henderson's name all day.
Yep.
He has not been involved. He needed to exert himself earlier. Maybe he can drag this Arizona side back in there. They have to score quickly to do it.
Yeah, there's still about 10 minutes to go. And they had 6 goals, so realistically they need to do about 6 minutes worth. Here is Hendo. Strides forward. Left, right, left. Kicks got underneath one a little bit. It's a ski jump ball. Big fly, and it ricochets into the hands of Hinchin, who gets it to Worth, and there it is.
Duckworth sneaking in again.
What a goal. He turns garbage into goal. Tim Duckworth. And the Hawks are and the Hawks get their second, and they have cut into the lead. You get the first, then you get the next. 2-1-13 for Arizona, 7-5-47.
It's not the way you'd expect. Henderson finally getting involved. He had to go down to the ground to get that. He's taken a lot of big marks overhead on the weekend, but he gets to the ground to get his hands underneath that. The kick didn't make the distance, but Duckworth all the way up from halfback or even fullback line sneaks into the right position there and gets a goal to keep Arizona alive here.
And capitalizing on the mistake there, DJ Worth handballing, just trying to get the ball away, and Duckworth was there. Well, what will this do? It's back to 34 points. And the ball will come up high in the air. Who wants it? Oh, high flyer.
Right up the stovepipe, but right down into Grogan's hands.
And Grogan kicked a magnificent goal. That was their first in the first half. The wind's starting to pick up. They'll go in short. Marks.
Beautiful.
And finding the man in Maybury.
Maybury just slipped in behind undetected. Boston completely lost track of him, and they gained probably 20 meters. Now they're in goal range if he's got the boot on him.
So Alex Maybury, he will walk forward. Comes to 45 meters out, lets it go. The Hawks have kicked 2 in a row.
Dang.
It's not over, Red Rover.
2 quick ones there.
On the Watch AFL scoreboard, 3-1-19. Back to 28 points, 7-5-47. That's on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Well, 2 things that does. One, it closes the gap for them very quickly, and 2, it's a bit of belief. The beautiful thing about it is they got those goals very quickly, but now with a bit of belief, they're going to have their tails up. Boston might be sensing a little bit of doubt creeping into the back of their minds. They need to steady, apply some tackles, prevent Arizona from doing what's been successful for them. The bigs are coming alive. Grogan there, we haven't called much today, but he pulls that ball down after coming straight down the stovepipe.
Unofficially speaking, we have 12 and a half minutes gone here of the 20, and it's a whistle, and I believe that no prior opportunity, was called, and we'll have a ball up.
Coaching decision, got Duckworth in the middle now. He was the one that got the clearance on the last ruck tap. He's been key.
There's Pony, able to get it out, sent back by McCarthy, high in the air. That's going to burn some clock. Goes out to the far side, handball, going to get picked up by Chris Goff. Has a bounce, runs onto it, runs the 45. Goff straightens up, has a man.
It's Fernandez again.
It's Fernandez who takes it right against the goalpost. And this should be from point-blank range.
He'll take his time here, Brian, as he should.
And that will stop the bleeding and maybe erase any of the doubt. It's good. Fernandez again. 8th goal for Boston/Philly. They go, that's not us, 8-5-53 to 3 goals, 119. And we're back out to 34 points. And SARS, that was a good passage of play, but, huffing and puffing, but they just got caught in transition, did the Hawks, and Fernandez has ruled that forward line as he has just about all weekend from all accounts.
Yeah, they're desperate to even the score, of course, and claw back in. So they got a little bit stretched out there. Actually probably caught off guard. The play looked like they might take possession yet again off that ruck tap, but just off the fingertips there in the middle, and the Demons end up collecting. Ruckman going forward has a bounce and then finds that big target. Fernandez kicking forward 2 by my count.
So have a ball up as time ebbs away in this Division III Grand Final. Again, our thanks to Tasmanian. Cool maritime climate of Tasmania, moderated by ocean breezes, allows grapes to ripen slowly, developing refined and delicate flavors, ideal for sparkling wine. And
unrefined there with the throw. Just scooped it off the ground and threw it.
So Boston again, trying to move in once again, off the hands. Worth in support with Federer. Worth handballs it around, gonna get taken. There's Federer from Devereaux. Now, wasn't a clean handball, picked it up off the carpet. Big tackle. All cried the crowd. Umpire says, not on this occasion. We'll have a ball up. Ball will come up high in the air. Ball goes to ground. Gonna get picked up by Dunbabin. Dunbabin gets free, was shoved out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in once again.
That's a result. The Boston Philly side likes. It's another stoppage, another ball up in their forward half, right on the edge of 50 there. They're happy for this time to just keep ticking away. They're getting closer and closer to hoisting the cup.
As again, Boston last won Division III in 2019. Philadelphia, they won Division II rather in 2022. Did Boston. Philadelphia, Division III titles, 2005, 2002, 2018, 2021, 2023. Looking very good to get the goods again in 2025, but a good game this has been as they handball it around. Had to get the slippery ball. He was like handling an eel, and it is Rob Hinchin who takes the mark. So Hinch will take his full-time allotment. And he is told to play on. He says, you're too far out, mate. You're dreaming. As this one gets sent in towards the pocket, goes, and the ball will tumble over the boundary line and out of bounds once again.
No surprise, Fernandez the target on the other end of that kick. Couldn't quite clear the space. It was a good effort by the Arizona defenders.
All right, boundary throwing upcoming. 2:30 to go. Or unofficially, 3.5 minutes to go. As the ball comes spinning back at the plate, Dunbabin is going to get the free kick taken without the football. And saw that. In fact, he will go back. So Ollie Dunbabin, who really been one of the key Australians moving forward. And he will send that one forward. I thought there was an air horn in here. I thought there was a foghorn as the ball went down. Now, did that bounce through? No, it was touched. It was touched. It was touched. And it's another behind for Boston. Watch AFL scoreboard. They're home. 8 goals, 6, 54. Arizona are 3-1-19. And this game, again, which looked alive at one point, Arizona stuck their heads out in front for a second. Sent down the line in the middle. And we'll have a ball up. Again, at 4:10 p.m. here at the ground. If all players, all coaches, all teams come here to field one so we can take an all-women's picture and an all-teams picture. As the ball goes inside the 50-meter arc, Arizona at this point looking for a goal, but not if Ollie Dunbabin has anything to say about it. He got knocked sideways and he got laid flat, but even better, Joey Ludostansky helped him up. It's all fun and footy as the ball whirls around, and it's Devereaux who sends that one in. It drops in front, pops up high in the air. Rushing through was Federer to try and get to it, and sends this one back down the ground. Goes up high. Ludo couldn't get to it. He lost it. There was Dunbabin, but he turned the ball over. A bunch of pitchfork handballs. Big tackle as Ludo dropped it. Now he goes after the football. McCarthy tried to take the high wave route, but couldn't. Comes out to the near side once again, right in front of us. Spinning free again. That was Grogan, the vice captain. Handballs it in short. Now moving on once again is Free. Free goes out to the far side now. It will drop in front. It will bounce away and goes out onto the far side. Now going to pick that one up and out of defense and just trying to get it away. Steers that one out of the back, comes out to the near side in front of Rob Hitchin, over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Fantastic use by hands here right in front of us, Brian, by Arizona. They got about 5 handballs here to break themselves free. But unfortunately, when they got up to the half-forward line, the Demons too resilient and were able to rebound back outside of 50.
Final minute of this grand final. Philly and Boston are going to share one. As we said, Philly is going to win their 5th grand final. On the men's side, as that one goes out into the corner. And going on to try and pick that one up again. Boston's going to win their 2nd D3 grand final in 6 years. Out to the near side, going to pop up high in the air. Arizona says we don't care about that. We're going to try and get another goal. Mayberry sends that one into the pocket. It bounces free. And that one will hold on. There's Fernandez, who got hit kind of off the side, but it's through for a behind. And that may be the last thing in this game, as Arizona on the Watch AFL scoreboard, they go to 3, 6, and that'll do it. And the Boston Demons and the Philadelphia Hawks have won the 2025 Men's Division III Grand Final, and they have done so in a hard-fought game, but the Demon Hawks much the best. The final score on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 8 goals, 6 behinds, 54 points, to 3 goals, 2 behinds. What was that? No, 3 goals, 8 behinds, 26 points. Something like that.
Yep, you got it.
I did get it. But hats off to all the teams. If you're in the beer tent, if you're here at the ground, please show your appreciation to both teams for a hard-fought game and a hard-fought season. For Boston, again, their 6th overall title. They had, or 5th, they had 2 in Division 1, 1 in Division 2, and 2 in Division 3. The 5th Division title for Philadelphia. And for a group of guys who celebrated a Super Bowl title a few weeks ago, they're going to go out tonight and to Corbett's and celebrate a national title.
Yeah, congrats to them. First Arizona hard-fought game. They were stifled really in their game plan, it looked like, by what Boston and Philly were doing. But all praise to the Demon Hawks. I've never seen one before, but I have now. Nice effort by them. Congrats. Enjoy the evening, lads, for that. Round of applause for their effort. Really was exceptional. Fernandez, fantastic. 4 goals, 2, I believe, on the day. He was an absolute mountain of a man in the forward line. He stood up big for them. Multiple scoring involvements beyond his goals as well. So congratulations to the Philly Hawks and the Boston Demons for their Division III title this year.
Well, congratulations once again, and I know they'll be celebrating back home in both locales as they are out there. And we'll see if we can maybe pick up the song, but they are absolutely happy, and they're going to celebrate this victory. But indeed, the Demons and the Hawks are victors. We have the Division II Grand Final coming up on this field. Bex and SARS will take you through it as Seattle will play San Diego. And hey, check out the Women's Division II Grand Final as the Portland Sockeyes take on the Arizona Hawks. That's when we come back to watch the 2025 USAFL National Championships from Tucson here on AussieRulesUSA.com.